Did they ever pitch anything for you? Any storylines that didn't happen?
Now, the only thing I got kind of a break on is WWF that Lanny Poffo had gotten hurt and they needed to fill some dates for a couple of weeks. And they, by the grace of God, they asked me if I wasn't busy, would I go? I'm like, yeah. So I got on there and did went around with Boss Man, Henning, and Rude on a loop up in the Midwest, going through Chicago, Green Bay, and stuff. After that, I was picking up more shows, and I thought, man, maybe. And about the same time, Nelson started up his own regional television, Atlantic Coast Wrestling, and he discouraged us from doing TV with Vince because he's going to put us over as young guys, and so we were looking at the WWF payoffs are pretty good for the work, especially if we're getting some house shows. But so I backed off that to work with Nelson, and then after about a year and a half, they ran out of money, so ACW folded, went back and started doing more WWF, WCW by that point, and or WWE, I mean, and that was about it.
How'd you start going from the NWA to WWE?
George South had gone up independently and got work there, and Nelson figured it out, and between George opened the door for us, Nelson talked with Vince. He sent up the whole class, so he said, "Boys, if you go, you're probably going to burn the bridge with Rocket." And it's like, man, I don't care. The guy that I was focused on when I was in the military that got me excited about the wrestling business was Kerry Von Erich, and he was still in the WWF. And so we had our first um, time up there. I remember being in the dressing room. Jesse the Body Ventura was there. He had just finished Predator, like within the year, and Andre the Giant just finished The Princess Bride. That was a big movie mark, and I'm just
Big
looking at him
time.
like, oh, and then when Kerry Von Erich walked in, I was like geeking out. Oh, dude. My friends are like, relax, dude, don't act like a moron. But it was like we knew we hit the big time going, same with you. You saw the
Sure.
talent sitting around you, like, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, was Tony Garea in charge of the enhancement guys at the time?
I think most of the time we talk with Gorilla or name.
Rene
Let's see.
Goulet?
Rene Goulet was one, and then the other guy, what was his name? Gosh,
Chief?
Chief was there. One other dude, I could see his
Blackjack
face.
Blackjack Lanza?
Patterson, Patterson,
Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson. That's it, yeah. So between those are the guys that we kind of did with, and I remember the Gorilla would be this Gorilla station before you went out to your matches. I don't know if he was doing that with you guys, but I did a match with the Bulldogs, and they wanted to do the suplex off the top rope, and I remember really going with it the way we were taught. And if you see the match on TV, it's almost like he almost lost me. Like he's looking at me, and I'm just flying over his head across the ring, and great bump, and that was a finish. And I come back, and Gorilla goes, "You're right, kid." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Stay here for a second." I thought he was gonna yell at me. I was like, "Oh man, first first match up here, and he like fire me." And then he goes, "No, go talk to so and so over there." And they gave me 500 extra bucks for that bump.
Wow.
And then
Really?
another guy we were with, he was the Jake the Snake. He got clothesline and did a big thing over the top rope, and he got 500 bucks too. I'm like, man, I'm gonna bump my ass off in this league.
Yeah, seriously. How were the Bulldogs?
They were snug.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. But as I remember I think the second time we went up to TV, the Rougeaus, guys, I guess they had heat with each other outside the ring, and all of a sudden we hear screaming in the British accent, "What the fuck? I broke my teeth, knocked my good teeth out." And he he came around the corner, one of his teeth knocked out. One of the Rizzo's sucker punched. Gosh, what was it?
Dynamite.
Dynamite
Jock.
was the smaller one. Got his
Yeah.
tooth knocked out, so they sent him both teams. You know, go back to the hotel or whatever. They took him off TV. But man, it was crazy.
You were there for that.
Yeah, we were in the
Wow.
building, but I could hear it, and then all of a sudden, they came running out, and I'm gonna take Yellow Man his day. I thought it was like we were looking at each other. We were always told to just kind of stick as a group and trying to figure out what's going on. And but maybe it's part of a TV angle, but no, they just got heat.
Wow. Wow, you were there for that. That's crazy.
And then the first time that I think it was the first match that we went to that we walked in and we saw Vince McMahon, and he's like, "Oh, there's the guy. This guy." Shh. And he's walking up, and he's like, "Hey, George. Hey, Tommy. Hey, David. How you doing?" And we're like, "Fine." He goes, "You guys need anything?" I'm like, "No." I thought that was very impressed that he knew our names and approached us. For Jim Crockett Jr. wouldn't even, if you said hi to him, he look at you, just turn the other way. Very
Right.
antisocial. So that was really cool. And that same day, the Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty came in late. They came in a limo or something and acting like rock stars, and they fired him. Said, "You're fired. You're late for TV. Get out of here." And they sent him. I guess they went to the hotel and they talked to him the next day or something. But I thought, holy crap, that's crazy.
Your first day. Wow.